What is going on, guys? Iamlegacy and welcome back to another FIFA 21 video. Today I've got something different. I'm actually going to be giving you guys a tactic that I use to get elite, and I'm not saying you can use this tactic to get elite. You might have to use it to get silver 1, you might have to use it to get gold 3, gold 2, gold 1, blah blah blah. But this tactic is one of this formation is one of the best formations in the game at the moment, and it's very hard. It's very hard to break down, and it's very hard to defend against. And I'm going to show you that formation right now. So this obviously isn't my team. This is just a team I've been using for the icon swaps. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter what team you use. This is the team that I've got on the screen right now. And the formation I'm going to be showing you guys, obviously you're going to see the title of the video. You would have probably searched up this specific formation. Is the 4-3-1-2. Now, I would say you need to understand your own game before you decide to just copy these tactics. You need to understand what you're good at, what you're not good at, blah blah. So for me, I am quite good defensively, so I can play with press after possession loss. Now the issue is with press after possession loss is obviously it brings certain defenders out, certain players out of position. Like you'll find with this, a lot of the time your fullbacks will push to try and like trap the midfielders or the attackers and stuff like that, and they'll get pushed out of position, and then they'll just through ball it behind your fullback, which if you're not good defensively and you can't make up, for that mistake, then you will get punished a lot on the counter attack. Even me, a lot of the time when I lose games, it's because of my fullbacks being out of position and stuff like that. So I would say if you're not so good defensively, you can just switch this to balance, so then your fullbacks will stay back and they won't push up and blah blah. We're gonna get onto how your fullbacks help with this formation as well, but for now I'd say about 4 or 5 width is okay. And depth, again, there's risk and reward with this. So if you're not that good defensively, again, and you want to keep an eye out for the counter attacks, definitely go to like 5 or less, right? But if you want to keep very aggressive, keep pressuring them, make sure they don't get out of their own half, because this is what this formation can do. It can keep the opposition in their own half, which is very frustrating. Obviously, we've all had it done to us. This 7 depth is really good, man. And it also it can help defensively, because I don't know what it is about 7 depth, but they do this like automatic offside trap where you don't need to trigger anything. They just automatically, align. They'll come forward a little bit, try and do an offside trap, which is helpful at times. Moving on to offense, again, I'd say there's 3 options you can do with this. You can do balanced, which is, a lot of pros actually just play balanced, to be honest with you. But you can play balanced, if that's your style. You can play long ball, which I play. It just means that your team isn't all like, this doesn't mean your team is just gonna bomb forward and blah blah. It just means your team will make more forward runs, giving you more options, allowing you to have more space and more time on the ball, because your opponent's worrying about the runs and stuff like that. So that's what long ball is good for that. You can also do fast build up, but I find with fast build up, it feels like your players, you can be left without options sometimes, because your players just rush forward. Like all of your players are just rushing forward, and if you don't move the ball out of your, let's say like your defense or midfield in time, and they trap you, well, that's like they can trap you very easily, because all your players will be like very far forward in positions where you can't pass to them, and if you do pass to them, it's gonna get intercepted. So I mean, if you can move the ball very quickly and that's your style of play, go for it. I wouldn't suggest possession. To be honest, I don't really notice much difference with possession and balanced, only that when you're doing a goal kick and stuff, your players are like closer. But I don't know, maybe it's just I haven't noticed it. But I would suggest either balanced or long ball. Width, again, is that 5? Yeah, 5 width. Players in the box, I would say keep it at 4. Keep it at 4, 100%. Or you could do less if you wanted, to make sure you don't get counter attacked. This just means when you're crossing the ball or whatever, you have less players that are actually attacking the ball in the box and stuff like that. Because if you have it too high, you'll have a lot of players, like even your midfielders that are on stay back, they will, a lot of the time, they can tend to just drive into the box, and then you have no midfield, or you have like one midfielder against like 4 attackers and stuff like that, which is very annoying. Corners and free kicks always won. There's no doubt about that. Now, when it comes to the actual formation, obviously you want your best strikers at striker. You want a creative player with dribbling and can shoot at cam. So with Boulaya, that's not his team of the season, obviously. It's his player of the month. And then the funny thing is with this formation, right? Instead of having, so you can see I've got Terrier and Draxler at left and right centre mid. You can actually play wingers there. Like, I have 4 attackers. Most people have 4 attackers, right? So you can't, there's only 3 attackers really there. There's your 2 strikers on the cam. So what I tend to do is I put my Bailey, who is my right winger, he plays left wing, right wing, whatever, blah, blah. I put him at left centre mid. So here, what you're doing is you want to put your best attacking left, if you have that luxury. If you have a left-footed player, you want to put them on the left side. Better for passing, and it's better for when they're shooting across goal, near post, blah, blah. And then obviously on the right centre mid, you want to put your right-footed player, blah, blah. But with these players, the most important thing for me, I find, is stamina, and maybe one of them, well, 2 of them, obviously, or maybe one of the centre mids to be like more defensive. So for example, I'll play like Dombele or Rooney at right centre mid. And then with the CDM, I don't know if it's an actual CDM, I don't think it is, but the middle centre mid or the middle CDM, you want to play them as they're your true CDM. They're the one that's going to stay back at all times. Me personally, I would put 2 centre mids as stay back just to make sure I'm covered defensively. But that middle CDM is going to be your true CDM. They're going to be the best defensively, preferably with the right work rates, physicality, all of that, blah, blah. And then your fullbacks, you know how to do your team. But yeah, now when it comes to instructions, it's very simple. In fact, so let's start with the strikers. With the striker, you don't actually need to put get in behind. You can just trigger this. I would suggest to not actually put get in behind, because sometimes your players can just run off before you can even get the ball to them, or before you have an opportunity to pass them the ball. They can just run off. So I would say just keep it mixed attack. Obviously keep central. You don't want these guys running off to the wings, so you have no strikers to pass to or anything like that. Now your cam, I haven't even got it here. Your cam needs to be on stay forward. He's going to be the one linking up that play between your midfield and your strikers. You need him to stay forward. You can get him, you can put him on get him box or whatever. I keep him on balance, and don't touch anything else. Just stay forward for your cam. And for your left, of course, like I said, right? I would suggest one of these centre mids, you need to keep them on stay back, right? Obviously in the CDM, I mean in this team, obviously I don't have 2 of them on stay back just because it's icon swaps. I don't really care about losing. I just want to get the win quick and move on. But I would suggest keep like 2 defensive mind players stay back. So if your right centre mid is your defensive player, then keep them on stay back. You can put them on cover wing. It's really up to you if you want them to cover your wing or cover the centre. Maybe I would say cover the wing, just because with this formation, because it's quite narrow, you get attacked on the wings quite a lot, like very, very, very frequent. So I'd say cover the wings for the left and right centre mid. Obviously, you choose who you want to be your CDMs or the more defensive minded players. You could, for the attacking ones, I would put get into box, and you don't really need to get forward or whatever. You can choose when they run forward, because if you pull them forward, if they're on just get forward, they're constantly going to be pushing up. They're not going to hold that centre mid line. They're not going to stop the runs in behind and stuff like that. They're not going to break up the play in the midfield. Whereas if you just keep them on balance, they will stay there, and when you want them to move forward, they will move forward. And that's just what I suggest. And then obviously for your CDM, you want to keep them on stay back. I would say just to be safe, just in case the game glitches out or whatever, because it does happen sometimes where you accidentally press L1 or anything where we've all had it where our centre backs just start bombing forward or whatever. I would say just stay on the edge of the box just in case, because you don't want your CDM to be bombing forward into the box, and then you don't score, they get the ball. Your midfield is wide open, wide open. So I would say keep him on stay back, stay on the edge of the box, and cover centre. And again, left and right centre mid. Cover wing is my preference, and then get into a box. You can choose if your other defensive minded CDM gets into box, or you can just keep them balanced. It's up to you. You lot are watching the video, you can see what I'm doing here anyway. And then this is the important thing about this formation, right? Sometimes you can get boxed in this formation. So a lot of the time in FIFA 21, the meta is your fullbacks. Fullbacks is the meta. It's the meta. Whether it's attacking, defending, whatever, blah blah. Having your fullbacks help attack is so, and I mean it's so instrumental. It's so helpful. I'm telling you this right. So in these tactics right here, you want to put them on stay back. You want them on stay back, right? But there is an option in game where you can actually get them to attack. So in game, you have your, you can do the offside traps and blah blah with the D-pad, right? Instead of pressing down, when you're in game and you want your fullbacks to start helping you in attack, and they're on stay back while attacking, right? You can press up and you can press left. It is, I believe, it's either left or right. You'll see it on the screen, right? It'll be left or right for attacking fullbacks. This will just open up a whole different dynamic to this formation, right? It will just open up the wings a lot more for you, and you have an extra person to pass to or create a chance with, or even score with sometimes, because your fullbacks will just they'll push very very high, which can be good or bad, but they will just give you an extra option to pass to and create more danger for the opposition. And obviously overlap, stay back while attacking. The interception doesn't really matter. But yeah, those are the tactics, and I'm telling you this right now. Remember what I said, know what you're good at, know what you're not good at, and adjust this to your playstyle. Adjust it to your playstyle. If you only have one CDM, then have your one true defensive mid, right? If you have two CDMs, choose two of these guys to stay back and the other one to attack, blah blah. Adjust this according to you, because no matter what, F2 Tex could give us his exact custom tactics. We still won't achieve what he's done because he's at different skill level, he plays different to us, and all of that. You need to adjust these formations, and I will be making more videos on different formations and stuff like that. Adjust these formations to your play style, what you're not good at, what you're good at, to supplement your game, to supplement it. But that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I was clear enough, because I think in the midfield bit, I did get a bit, all over the place. I hope I was clear enough. If I wasn't, just comment down below and I'll answer your questions and stuff like that. And I will be back with more videos like this coming soon. More Resident Evil videos, probably. I don't know. Maybe. But I'll be back with more videos regardless, and we're gonna do big things, man. So everyone that's here, I appreciate you watching the video. Everyone that's liked the video, subscribed, commented, everything, yeah, I really appreciate it a lot. And I will see you guys in the next video.